Hello, I'm going to show you how to detect memory leaks whilst your application is still running using the in-place memory leak detector and watermarks. First of all, we need to relaunch the example application, so I'm going to click the relaunch icon. The application gets launched. Now we need to wait for a steady state condition, so all the initial data processed by the application has been processed. Let's wait for these counters in the bottom right hand corner to stop changing. Create the first watermark, WM1, cause a memory leak in the target application. Create the second watermark. Click the in-place memory leak detector. Select WM1, select WM2 and click Detect Leaks. Memory Validator is going to find 11 items. Memory Validator has indicated it can't find any potential memory leaks. That doesn't matter because we actually have the data displayed on the screen here. In many cases it will find potential memory leaks, but in this particular case Memory Validator couldn't find any pointers to that memory. But the key thing is we have our first watermark here and our second watermark here, so we can see the allocations between them. Now this is displayed in context with all the allocations of the program. Perhaps we don't want to do that, so let's just restrict the display to the first watermark and the second watermark, and Memory Validator will display only the information between those two watermarks according to any other filters you have, of course. So click refresh button and now we just get the allocations between the two watermarks. So here we can see there are 10 objects allocated at this point. If I expand that to see the full code, you can see on app about. That's the code that gets executed when I display the about box. And here, the other allocation, this is do memory leak, and if we go up the call stack a bit, do memory leak 3.1, go up the memory leak, the call stack again, do memory leak, and go up the call stack again, and that was called from the about box again. So there you have it. How to display memory allocated between particular points in your program. Now, with the knowledge of your program, you know whether or not displaying, in this case, the about box should leak memory or not. Of course it should not. In this case, so clearly those are leaks that you need to get rid of. A more concrete example might be if you were, say, working on a 3D CAD CAM program and you were doing an activity like creating a boss and then putting a bevel on it or extruding something. When you do something like that, you know you're going to have some memory allocations because they're going to represent the object that you've extruded. But you probably know which ones those are, which means that you can look at the list of items between the two watermarks that are displayed, and you can go, well, that one's part of my extrusion, and so is that one. What's this one here? No, that's a bit of workspace. That should be cleaned up, and then you can go in and clean that up. And that's exactly the case this watermark functionality was created for. We were working on a CAD CAM program 10 years ago, and it was a 2 million line program, and we really didn't want to fire up the scenario time after again. We realized if we had a facility like watermarks that we could very quickly identify many cases where there are temporary memory allocations happening that you don't need to go to the very end. So you could detect one set of errors with the watermarks, then do another test with another set of watermarks. Very, very convenient. And I hope you found that very interesting. Please try using watermarks in your own program. So it should save you a lot of time. Thank you very much.